So this is why I say it's Nate gets popped Nate gets popped with a banned agent like a week or two before his fight, and the kid fights. Do I think it was intentional? Do I think they conspired? Do I think it was a mastermind? Do I think it was a big mistake?
Can I ask you, Mike, so do free radicals, look, there's obviously, you know about all the research that says that if you take free radical scavengers like vitamin C or something right after a workout, you'll recover slower. Now, the thing is, though, I was thinking about MMA fighters because their workouts have a lot of damage. Like, it's not just working out a muscle, but sometimes you're hurting yourself, getting injured, and so on. So I was curious if you've seen like IV vitamin therapy, for example, if somebody does that twice a week, do they recover faster or does it impede their training? What do you think?
I would say from personal experience, I would say it's a faster recovery rate as long as you're doing everything else equally.
Yeah.
You're
I thought so. I've seen that myself. Yeah, right. Shouldn't it be more promoted, I think?
It should be. I think access and it feels like you're a drug addict. I think to the average person, we're more enlightened, let's say, or just experienced. We understand the science, which maybe gets us over that. I'm going to sit in the chair with needles in me. Like, am I a drug addict here? I think that's what most people, they default to first. But I agree with you. When I was in Vegas, it was very accessible. It was a part of the culture in Vegas.
I hear about that in Vegas, actually. I was planning to make a trip to Vegas. I was telling my wife, I can get IV vitamins. She said it costs the same here as in LA as in Vegas. Don't get too excited. But anyway,
yeah,
it's a bit, maybe it's a bit cheaper. But I have also a client, one of my coaching clients and one of my most dear friends. He loves MMA. He's very interested in the field. He works in banking. He works in a great job in banking, but he wants to somehow be involved in that in his career one day. And he doesn't know how exactly, maybe in commentary, maybe he has a blog or something like that. I wanted you to tell me, are there opportunities for people to work in MMA that are not coaches or not fighters? And what are they? What would you advise someone to look at that's a young man, 24 years old or so, willing to take a pay cut to build his dreams?
Yeah. What's your angle? What's your hustle? What's your passion? What's your network? What's your proximity? What's your skill set? Like, what's your ROI? Those are the things I would start to build down, and you can figure that out pretty quick. I knew what mine was. Like, you know what yours is, and go ahead. I know you have a question.
No, I mean, like the industry has a lot of commentary, right? It has commentary. I mean, I don't know how the industry is built. Like in bodybuilding, there's photographers. There's people who work in the admin of shows. Like there's different positions. In MMA, is it that the industry that diverse? So there's a lot of places people can find positions for themselves?
Well, MMA is way, unfortunately, you think about how long bodybuilding has existed and how little bodybuilding has done to evolve from a professional perspective. You look at MMA in a short 20-year period, MMA is owned by Disney. They're an ESPN company, right? They're everywhere. They're on the main page of everything all the time. And bodybuilding is what? Bodybuilding is some kid in Ohio, Nick's Strength and Power, who was able to catapult himself to be the leader in the industry with homage to Louis Marco before him. The UFC's on ESPN, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. So how do you get in? Like, look at what Nick did. Nick's Strength and Power, boom, biggest monetizing, whatever he's doing. He is the ESPN now, to be fair, to a degree. He's in that, he created the next category. I don't want to, go too far in that. But for the person right now, what do you have to bring to the table? So this is a banker. He has financial knowledge. Does he want to be an agent, a manager? Does he have a network? Does he want to start a sponsorship? Maybe his own media company. Maybe he wants to get 2 or 3 sponsored fighters, give them the ability to be figureheads and grow in his media brand, whatever that might be. Maybe he wants to come out with a wearable or a widget for MMA, because he knows VCs who he can enter into that market.
This was very inspirational.
I'm sorry?
Thank you, Mike. This is my client's going to be so happy. He said he's going to be so inspired. He's wonderful. He loves you as well.
Talk him through it.
So questions from subscribers. Johan Lugan asks a couple of questions. First, he says, is USADA's testing protocol effective?
If I say yes or no, I'll say no.
Okay.
Is it the best in the industry? Yes.
Interesting. And well, a subnote on that. So when you say it's ineffective, how easy is it? Is it possible for everybody to defeat it, or is it difficult?
I think it's easiest defeated by those with resources, as anything and everything in the world, from global economy on down to doping and, fist fighting, for what that's worth. But I think you saw any set of rules is easily challenged and conspired against, especially when there's money and careers and lives on the line. So I think with that, USADA is good for branding. And again, the best in the industry. I don't know. There's no other professional sport that's as serious as the UFC, to be fair to USADA and WADA. But there are always athletes conspiring, and there are always corners and gray markets. Look at Nate Diaz, right? Nate Diaz got popped for the possible contamination of a SARM or a SERM, and I forget what. And as the story rolls out through my memory, so, for what that's worth, it was then reversed because it was unintended ingestion as he was getting ready to fight the big fight versus Masvidal. If that happens to mid-card Joe, that kid's off the card. I've never seen that kid stay on the card. Maybe this exact reason, as they say, special circumstances. Bullshit. So this is why I say Nate gets popped with a banned agent like a week or two before his fight, and the kid fights. Do I think it was intentional? Do I think they conspired? Do I think it was a mastermind? Do I think it was a big mistake? Doesn't fucking matter what I think. What matters is the way the rules are written. So that's why I say, USADA is easily bent, as it seems.
Now, can I ask you, what about the NFL and NBA? If you're saying USADA has better testing procedures than most of the other sports, does this mean that PEDs could be used I've always assumed that the basketball, they don't use PEDs. I don't know why. I don't know why I assume so.
Oh my God.
They have the highest pace, so they must be, but I don't know why I thought so. So you think it's actually it's as prevalent as it used to be in baseball in the 80s or 90s when Jose Canseco was, having his time?
In my opinion, PEDs are systemic.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Really fascinating. Because I've been in strength sports where we think it's just us, really. We don't usually think about other things.